So the latest One Piece TCG set, OP15, is about to be released to the masses, right? We're all pretty hyped, we're all pretty excited. But I can't tell you how many times I've seen people get burned when new sets come out. Which is why in today's video, guys, I thought that I would bring 3 pieces of advice, strategic advice, that'll make you think twice when approaching this latest set. So if that sounds good to you guys, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and comment button. There's no comment button, but if you can leave a comment, that'd be great. And we can't forget about the gamer subs, guys. Use code TheoryOrPapa if you want to get 10% off your order. Get some delicious gamer subs today. All right, guys, without any further ado, let's get into it. So OP15, okay, we're talking about Adventures on Kami's Island. So we're all pretty hyped. We're all pretty excited. There's a lot of really interesting cards. As you might not know, this was the other half of the EB set, you know, the EB04 set, I should say. And the SPs in this are absolutely phenomenal looking. We've got the Pikachu Nami that everybody keeps calling the Zeus card, which looks super great. We've got these new leader cards, which are exciting for the player base. And obviously TCG Player does not have the right prices right now, which is fair because, you know, the set's basically not out yet. But I mean, take a look at how great these cards are, man. They look fantastic. Now, from what I've been seeing on the secondary market, people are selling the SPs for quite a bit of money. We're talking like $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 for like this NL. I've been seeing people try to sell the Zeus SP here for $2,000, which is ridiculous. We obviously don't have confirmed prices yet, but I mean, I am seeing people really trying to sell these SPs for really high prices. Now, I wanted to start the first bit of advice, the first tip I wanted to give you guys with something a little obvious, but something not so obvious. It's a bit of an oxymoron. And I feel like every One Piece influencer has to make this comment, and it's how you shouldn't FOMO in on the latest set. Because obviously, guys, OP15 was one of the most, if not the most expensive set that came out. I mean, it was $300 a box, which is insane to me. Every single box that I've gotten has not passed $300. EB03 almost became the most expensive box on release date, peaking at $572 USD. And thankfully, that came down, okay? Thankfully, all of that came down with the announcements of the reprints and stuff. And when you do go on TCG Player, we are seeing prices starting to fluctuate down again, which is great. But this set on release is basically around $300 Canadian, which is quite expensive. And I'll be straight up with you, I didn't buy a box. Not because I didn't want to, it was mainly because I failed to pre-order it when I wanted to. But I will admit the price of the box kind of bothered me a little bit. But I want to go back to my previous point. You don't want to FOMO in on these cards when the hype is really high. I get it's really exciting to see these cards and you're like, I want them really bad. And I do too. I want some of these SPs. They look really phenomenal. Bandai seems to be stepping up their game. But on the other side of the coin, I also advise you to sell the cards you can at these prices while the hype is there. Because the truth is, guys, there's two sides to the coin, right? You're either going to be the sucker that buys the high prices, but you're okay with it because you want the cards, and maybe you get a little lucky. Maybe you did get the cards at a good price, or you're going to be the guy who sold those cards at a high price while the cards were still at its all-time high with the FOMO of the latest release. It's a double-edged sword, and you need to navigate it properly. But I'll give you a great example. I bought this the Silver Buggy SP literally the day of release. Somebody was selling it locally, and I bought it from them for $1,000. I think the card was like $1,300. A ton of people were blasting me, and now it's the second most expensive Silver SP next to, of course, the Luffy SP from OP11. And another example is I bought the Snake Man Gear 4 Luffy card also when OP11 came out. And it did tank. That one burned me, but now it's back up again. Now it's one of my most expensive cards. It requires strategy, it requires patience, and it also requires risk, right? So that's the first kind of tip I wanted to give out to you guys, because it is really hard to know if something is a good buy, if it's a steal, if it's not. I was actually talking to someone today about getting this card. They wanted to sell it for like $500. I'll be honest with you, I'll pay $200, $250 for this, maybe even $300, but I'm not paying anything really above that, and we know the prices are going to come down. So, you know, play your strategy properly, and I'll leave it there for the first bit of advice. But now I want to talk about something a little more exciting. So obviously, there's a lot of attention being drawn to OP15, and like we talked about just now, it's one of the more expensive sets on pre-release. Fair enough. Lots of hype, lots of FOMO. However, I feel like if you're going to be serious about investing in the One Piece TCG, I really don't think you should be focusing purely on the latest set. I get it. It's super exciting, new cards. We love the shiny cardboard. However, now is the time to focus your attention on older sets. You know, I recently just got a bunch of acrylic boxes, and this is obviously a collection piece. This is obviously something that I could sell down the road. I mean, it is inventory, it is product, it's a collection item. And I'm not just specifically talking about OP04 here, but what I'm trying to say is, like, sealed product will always kind of be the king of investing, if you ask me. I mean, card prices are going to fluctuate, but, you know, if you're sitting on OP01 or an EB01 set that hasn't been open, I mean, we have seen time and time again from Pokemon, we're seeing it in One Piece, how the prices will go up, because as long as they don't reprint them again, the price is going to increase because the supply will go down and the demand will remain high. So everybody focusing on buying a $300, $250 box of OP15, while again, shiny, new, exciting, and I'm not telling you not to buy it, I do think maybe now is the time to look at other sets. You know, we were going through a bit of a slump there, and while the attention is kind of focusing on the other sets, maybe now is the time to pick up older stuff. Like, for example, you can get EB02, it's about $500. This is an awesome set to have. The price has gone down a little bit from its all-time high of like $630. Yeah, it was about $625 USD, but, you know, as we can see, while it's still, while we're still here, we're seeing a little bit of a slump. Maybe now is the time to start adding on to your collection, buying these older sets, because, guys, let's be really honest. The older sets are going to be super valuable as time goes on, and you're going to want that. And not to mention, OP15 is just super brand new. Like, it's here, right? We're all excited for it, but they're not reprinting OP03 again. We know that OP16 is basically going to be the sequel to the Paramount War box, which is OP02. If you ask me, I think this box may start to go up in price. But if I were to guess, this box will probably go up in price because of OP16. Because everyone's going to be focused on OP16, but then it's like, hey, OP02 is literally Paramount War. It's like, it's the previous set. People get hyped. And as we can see here from the all-time high, it has gone down a bit. So all I'm really trying to say, guys, is while OP15 is the newest thing and everyone's kind of FOMOing in on that, maybe now is the time to FOMO in on previous sets while the prices are down a little bit. And this brings me to my last point. Obviously, a lot of people are FOMOing in, buying these cards, getting really excited and hyped. Like I said, the guy was trying to sell this card for, what was it? Like, it was like $400 or $500. And I was like, no, I don't want to buy that. And we know these prices will come down. I mean, I'm actually really interested to see if this card does come down to the $200, $250 mark from the, I mean, what do we got, the latest price? Listed medium's $400 US right now, so that's like basically $500. So it'll be exciting to see where the prices go, but maybe now's the time to focus on singles from older sets as well. It's not just about the sealed product, guys. A lot of prices have come down a little bit. Granted, not like a whole lot. People really thought we were going to get a massive crash here, but that wasn't the case. I mean, I wasn't worried, but like, for example, we can see here that the gold shanks from OP13 has, come down 18% in the last 6 months. Not too bad. We're seeing the EB03 SPs that were selling for an arm and a leg starting to come down. I have not touched any of the SPs from EB03. I like the cards, but they're just way too damn expensive. And we're seeing right now they're starting to come down in price. So the market's starting to stabilize. Perhaps if this was on your bingo card of cards to want to buy, maybe this is something you should consider instead of buying overpriced cards from OP15. So here's another example. We have got the You'll Frighten Me manga event card here that was selling for, like, obviously from TCG Player, you can see it was like $430. People were trying to sell this card for like $700, $800. I was like not down to touch that at all. And we can see in the last 3 months, it has steadily dropped all the way down to $150 USD. And there was many opportunities to buy this card over the last few months. There still is, but we can see now, because we've waited, now I feel good about buying this card. We look at Lightning Dragon. I don't really we don't really have prices here yet, but people are indeed trying to sell this for $500, $600, $700 right now. We're kind of seeing it happen again because it's a cool looking card. Don't get me wrong, I want this. And there's another one in this set too, but I'm not really game to pay that price. However, if you were going to put some money into something with the equivalent price of something like that, I mean, perhaps now's the time to get the Mihawk manga card. I mean, holy crap, guys, this card has crashed 36%. Let's be really honest here. Manga cards will always outshine the majority of cards in the One Piece TCG because of their rarity and the scarcity of it, and, you know, just for collector's sake and value and all that sort of stuff. This card is down 36% in 3 months, guys. And I mean, this is a crazy price drop. I would buy this card for roughly this price. I would buy this card for about $700. Why not? It's a manga card. I mean, what are we talking about here, guys? So, like, overall, you just really want to be smart about this. Like, it's so easy to get excited, get drawn in, buy these brand new cards. You know, I never bought the box. I'm feeling the FOMO right now. I kind of wish I did. You know, obviously, it sucks too because I like opening the boxes and making videos on this, but, like, getting the supply here on this island is super annoying. I also just don't like being scalped on higher prices, so I don't know. I don't really know what to think of it. Maybe I do FOMO and I end up getting it anyways, but regardless, guys, all I'm really trying to say is, while everyone's focusing on the brand new stuff, maybe you should start focusing on the old stuff, and that's not just sealed product, that's singles as well. Build up your collection, get the cards you want, because when OP17, 18, 19, 20, when we continue in a year's time, all these prices will stabilize, and I mean, perhaps they will, some of them will go up over time. I do think these SPs will definitely do well, but for now, I do think they're going to come down. I do think eventually they will come down after the hype, and we repeat the cycle again. So that all being said, guys, I hope this was an insightful video. I hope this gives you something to think about. Again, I am super excited for OP15. I will definitely be chasing some of these SPs because they're absolutely gorgeous. But for the time being, don't get scalped, don't get screwed over, and more importantly, have fun. This is cardboard, guys. Let's enjoy ourselves here. But anyways, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. A video should pop on the screen. Be sure to click it, and I will see you over there.